Welcome back to the Matt's Bulletin. Right now we're inside the C-SPAN bus.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the C-SPAN bus does?
Well, the C-SPAN bus is a rolling classroom. So we have two sections. We have in the very back, we have our classroom section where we can introduce people to what C-SPAN is, if they don't know, and give them a sense of how it works. We're a network that is a nonprofit network that covers the way government works. So it's an opportunity for anyone to follow what their government officials are doing and to give them a sense of how they can interact with government. So that's the first thing we do. And once they understand that, then we can go through, bring people up front and let them play with our resources. So we have a video library, for example, which, yes, right here, which is 170 little more than that, 170,000 hours of C-SPAN programming. It's all in its entirety because we should cover everything from beginning to end. So if there's something that you're studying or you're interested in and you want to see what it was like in 1987, you can type something into the search engine and actually look and see what Congress was doing, what they were covering back then. You can watch the speeches in their entirety. It's totally awesome. So we have that. We're also, of course, this bus is wrapped in the Campaign 2012 wrap, so you can obviously tell that's our big thing right now. And so we have plenty of information on Campaign 2012 as well, and we can go through and learn about the candidates and their positions. You can also learn about how the Electoral College works, things along those lines, because a lot of times that's kind of confusing for people.
And where does this bus travel throughout the year, and how long are you guys?
We're on the road about 11 months out of the year. The rest of the time we have to put it in the shop and tighten everything up because it's when you're rolling down the road with all this equipment, it does tend to vibrate a bit. You got to make sure everything's still nailed down. And we go all over the country. So we'll visit, and big cities and little towns and all that sort of thing. But normally we go to middle schools and high schools. We'll go to bookstores and we'll go to city halls and all sorts of places like that. And usually talking to students.
So what's the bus doing here today? I hear you giving tours for students?
Yes. Starting at about 8:30 this morning, we're going to bring on several classes and we'll do exactly what I just said. We'll bring them into the back, get them, and a lot of times it depends on what they're studying. If they're studying, it's a social studies class, we'll talk about what they're studying. If it's the television production class, we do television production here. We can talk about that too. So we'll start with what C-SPAN is, and then we'll sort of work off of what they're working with, and then bring them up front and let them play.
Well, thank you very much, and we hope that everyone gets a chance to tour the bus today. This has been the Matt's Bulletin. I'm Alex Glazer.
I'm Steven Zhao.
I'm Steve Devoni with C-SPAN.
And I'm Talisa John.